Yeah, good morning, everyone. We had seen Friday US market coming off sharply, mainly driven by two things. One is geopolitical issues related to Russia and Ukraine, wherein US has warned its citizens in the Ukraine to withdraw from there and indicated that Russia can uh, go into Ukraine anytime, and that has created tensions in the economy. And we had seen decline in the US market. And another reason which continue to have an impact is the high inflation, which figure came last week, which has created uncertainty about the interest rate increase. One of the Fed member has already said that 50 basis points increase is required immediately. So that is also creating some uncertainty about the Fed policy. We had seen in the past that they had changed stand all of a sudden. If we see past like 6 month movement, Fed was indicating that the inflation is transitory, and all of a sudden they had to change their view and became very aggressive in tightening and also indicating interest rate increase. We had seen RBI taking a different view. They had continued their stand of accommodative and not worrying about inflations. And this can have a similar type of impact on RBI decision also, wherein they may be lagging behind the curve of increasing the interest rate, and this can create some negativeness in Indian market as well. US futures are more of a flattish, but Asian markets are down sharply. If you see, most of the Asian markets are down between 1.5 to 2.5%. And negativeness is also being seen in the metal as well, wherein aluminum is down by around 1.5% in China today morning. But if you see the LME on Thursday and Friday, it has come off from the high of around 3,333 to almost 3,136 at the bottom. And now it's showing some bounce back in Chinese market today. From the bottom of today's Chinese market, it is showing up move and recovery, whereas copper is down by around 1.6%. Iron ore is seeing large corrections of over 6%. 2 days back, we had said that the regulator over there are putting up some restrictions or warning for the high volatility in the ore prices, and that is having some impact on the iron ore prices continuing even today also, and it is down by around 6%, and steel is down by around 1.8%. So overall sentiment seems quite negative, and that same thing will get reflected into Indian market as well. I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Last week, we have seen a good bounce back rally in the Nifty from 1700 to almost 17,600 levels. But Friday, we have seen the gap down, and the Nifty has just closed below the supports levels, which comes straight around 17,500. Now, today, as already pointed out that the Asian markets are really trading on a downside. SGX is trading by almost 200 points downside, and we are likely to get a gap down opening today, which might Nifty might open at around 17,100 levels. Now 17,100 and 17,000 will be the psychological strong support level on the Nifty. If Nifty fails to hold that support level today on the closing basis, then the selling pressure is likely to be intensified, which might take a Nifty back towards 16,700 to 16,400 levels. So for the today intraday purpose, 17,100 will be the first support level. Below that level, 17,000 can be seen. Whereas on the higher side, 17,370 will be the first resistance zone. If it's clear that level, then we can witness some sort of a pullback rally, which might take a Nifty towards 17,440 to 17,500 levels. As of now, the view will remain a cautious as long as the Nifty trades below 17,600 levels. If Nifty manages to break that resistance levels, last week it has just touched 17,600, but didn't surpass that levels, which gives us a sort of a cautious sign. So as long as Nifty stays below 17,600 levels, the view will remain a cautious, but small pullbacks rallies can be seen on every supports levels. Coming towards the bank nifty, for the bank nifty likely to open at around 38,100 levels. Now 38,000 will act as a crucial support level on the bank nifty front. If it's break that level, then we are likely to witness a major selling pressure into the bank nifty, which might take a bank nifty towards 37,700 and 37,500 levels on the downside. Whereas on higher side, 38,500 will be the first resistance zone. Any more above that level, we likely to witness small pullbacks rally, which might take a bank nifty towards 38,900 to 39,000 levels on the higher sides. The overall view will remain cautious on both the indices. Don't initiate a major long positions. Let the Nifty and the Bank Nifty settle down at their supports level. Then we will definitely initiate the long positions. Coming towards the Nifty Finance, uh, for today intraday purpose, 17,600 will be the first resistance zone. About at level 17,370 can be seen. Whereas on downside, 17,400 will be the first support level. Below that level, Nifty Finance is likely to be come down, which might take a support at around 17,270 to 17,200 levels. So these are the important support and resistance levels for three indices. Just remain a light on the long positions and let the Nifty and the Bank Nifty settle down at the support level. Then we will definitely initiate the intraday and the BTST calls. I think that's it from my end. I request derivative guys to take a call forward.
Yes, thank you, Swati, and a very good morning, everyone. This is Ayush Mehta. I'll be covering the derivative part for today. Well, looking at the option chain and the quality data points, and moving on to the call option side, you've seen a highest open interest of around 20.5 lakh contracts at 17,500 strike price, which will act as a crucial resistance for Nifty in this week. Also, we have witnessed a call writing in nearby strikes, which are 17,300, 17,400, and 17,500, which is a very negative sign. Now, moving on to the put option data, it indicates the highest open interest of around 33 lakh contracts plays at 17,000 strike, which is also a psychological support level. So it will be a very strong support level from the data point of view as well. Also, we have seen a put unwinding in all the strikes right now. Also, there's a correction in broader markets. Index needed to sustain 17,300 levels on closing basis, but taking the cues from SGX Nifty and other global markets, there's a gap down opening, and we feel markets can test 17,100 to 17,000 levels. Our view becomes negative once index breaks 17,000 levels on closing basis from the data point of view. And once Nifty breaks 17,000 on closing basis, next support would be in between 16,000 to 16,800 to 16,750. Moving on to FIs and DIs, both were sellers in the previous session. Only in the last session, FIs were buyers. They bought nearly 108 crores of shares, whereas DIs were net sellers and sold around 700 crores of the positions. Moving on to PCR OI, it is currently trading at 1.09. It is likely to be traded in that region. We will witness buying if PCR OI reaches 101.20. Otherwise, we feel the PCR OI can be dragged towards 0.85 to 0.80. Then moving on to India VIX, it is currently at 18.5, which indicates market will be very cautious and volatile right now. Moving on to stocks under F&O ban, there are currently 4 stocks: GAIL, PNB, Tata Power, and SAIL. Stock specific, we feel HCL Tech looks weak at the current level. Also, there was a selling pressure in IT in the previous session. We feel one can take a sell call for a target of 1140 with a stop loss of 1182. That's all from my side. I request fundamental guys to take the call forward.
Good morning. Ashok Leyland result was below expectation. This was mainly because of higher raw material costs, which has impacted most of the auto companies. Although from long-term perspective, we remain positive. The CV recovery should continue to be slow and steady in the positive direction. Star Health result declined. The gross direct premium income grew by 25% year on year. Although losses have increased, the combined ratio came at 136% against previous quarter 117%. And if we compare this to ICICI Lombard, which was at 105%, so a substantial difference between the two. So from short-term perspective, we might see some pressure on the stock. However, from long-term perspective, it remains a good play. Everest Kanto cylinders result was marginally, it has marginally declined because again of higher raw material costs. If we look at the top line, it was decent growth of close to 10% quarter on quarter. Although the margins have come off from 26% that we witnessed in last couple of quarters to 21% this quarter. But on the profit front, if we see because of the good operating leverage, the profit has declined by just 10 odd crores from 70 crores to 60 crores. So overall, from a long-term perspective, the result is decent. They will be able to pass on raw material price at least over next 1 or 2 quarters, and again the outlook will be positive. MSTC result has improved. Revenue from e-commerce came at 81 crores, which grew by 25% quarter on quarter and 60% year on year. So after a few quarters, we have seen good momentum in this e-commerce segment of MSTC. Partly this will have to do with the rise in metal prices, which would have inflated the revenues. But overall good numbers. Even the profit has jumped to 41 crores against 28 crores in September quarter. So a stock can see positive reaction in future. Muthoot Finance result was below expectation because of increase in NPAs and slowdown in loan growth. So even after the third wave has the second wave passed off, December quarter should have been good, as we have seen in the case of most of the banks and NBFCs. Asset quality has improved, but in over here there is clearly pressure visible. GNPA increased from 1.8% to 3.8%. Although since in the gold business, most of this will be upgraded, or if not upgraded, then recovered by the company. So the net credit losses will be minimal. But from a near-term perspective, company has slowed down the loan growth, looking at this deterioration in asset quality, and loan growth quarter on quarter was flattish, slightly negative. Year on year loan growth has also come off to 6% only. So negative in near term, but positive in long term. And also remember that if at all in this current macro environment, if the gold price rallies, then that will again be positive for Muthoot Finance. Thank you.
Yeah. The results yesterday, Global Spirit announced result on Friday. Result had shown some decline. That was mainly because of one of their plant was not operational for almost around 45 days, 45 or 50 days. And the other new plant which was supposed to start start only just towards the end of the quarter. But the benefit of both these will be coming in the fourth quarter. So whatever the decline which has happened in this quarter will be very well recouped, or even fourth quarter will be very exciting. So one can look to buy this stock on dip based on this results. The outlook seems positive for the company. Then Mirza International has come up with very good numbers. Revenue grew by around 50% both quarter on quarter and year on year. And EBITDA margin has also shown some improvement by around 100 basis points both quarter on quarter and year on year. So here also stock looks positive. Then Sriyan Shipping has come up with very good numbers, wherein the revenue has increased by around 58% quarter on quarter and down by 16%, but EBITDA has shown very good improvement of almost 100% quarter on quarter and 270% year on year. This is all based on mainly because of high freight rate what we are seeing in another companies facing some freight issues or high cost logistic cost, this company is benefiting because of that, and has shown very good numbers. Apart from that, Sri Renuka Sugar came up with the number, and number had shown improvement like all other sugar companies. Voltas Limited has come up with the numbers which were in line with expectations. The key division, that is unitary cooling product, that is AC division, revenue grew by 9% and EBITDA margin declined to 9.3% year on year versus 12.3% based on high input cost, has resulted into lower EBITDA margins. And these were the expectations from the Voltas, so it's more of a in line with the expectations. Then ONGC came up with the numbers. The expectations were comparatively high based on high gas and oil prices, but the result came marginally below expectations. Then Fortis Healthcare has come up with a number. That result is also above expectations, and similar is the case with Glenmark Pharma. The company has reported result ahead of expectations. Then Excel Industries Limited again has come up with very good numbers in this quarter, wherein revenue and profitability both has improved substantially. Revenue has increased by around 64% year on year and 51% quarter on quarter. And EBITDA margin has also improved to almost 29% versus 18.6% year on year and 12% quarter on quarter. So stock seems, post this result, seems quite attractive. Then GNFC came up with the numbers, and we discussed the numbers, but the con call happened yesterday on Friday, and management has given positive indications and had said that whatever the good result which has come in Q3 can be sustained in Q4. So stock can remain positive on that account. Then Ashok Leyland came up with the numbers, and numbers were below expectations. We know the numbers, volume numbers and sales of the company, and that was known fact. But the key thing was EBITDA margin that has come lower and declined both against expectation of 5.2% of EBITDA margin. The company reported EBITDA margin of 4%, and such a result has shown some declining trend in this quarter, mainly driven by increasing cost. Then Honeywell Auto India Limited has come up with the numbers, and this number was again below expectations. Here again, revenues were in line with expectations, but the impact was on margin, and the margin came up very low at around 14% versus expectation of 19%. So this result was also below expectation. Then Relief Buildcom came up with the numbers, and they came up with the poor numbers, wherein company has reported loss continuing with last quarter as well, and their losses has increased further in this quarter. Then Dhanpur Sugar Mill came up with the numbers, and as all other sugar company has shown improving number, this company has also shown positive numbers. So, anything else anyone would like to speak, or can we close the call? Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.